So you know you probably shouldn't have bought it, but you bought it anyway. And it's not because you're bad with money or you don't care about your financial goals. It's because overspending is not a knowledge problem, it's a behavior problem. And behavior is driven by things that run a lot deeper than just a budget. So, understanding why you're overspending, why this happens, is the first step to stopping it for good. So, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, my name is Bola Shokumbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the sixth-time author of the Clever Girl Finance book series, including my most recent book, Clever Girl Millionaire. So, here are the real reasons why you may find yourself overspending even when you know better and what to do about it. Number one, you're spending emotionally, not intentionally. So, I'm talking about things like stress, boredom, loneliness, reward. These are all things that trigger emotional spending. When you're feeling any of these emotions, you may find yourself going straight to your credit card and adding things to your cart. And emotional spending can give you a temporary high, but once that high has dissipated, you're left with that credit card bill or that empty bank account. And that's not what you wanted to begin with, right? So when it comes to spending emotionally, the fix isn't to shame yourself. Instead, you want to name what you're feeling before you spend the money. So ask yourself things like, am I spending on this item because I need it, or because I want to feel something, or because I'm feeling a certain emotion? Maybe I'm overly excited, maybe I'm upset, maybe I just had something happen. Why do I want to spend this money? You want to pause before you hit checkout, add to cart, or you tap your card to really ask yourself and name what you're feeling. Ask yourself why. Why am I buying this thing? What am I feeling? What is the emotion? Is it stress? Is it loneliness? Is it boredom? Is it excitement? What is that thing? And this can be a great way to catch yourself when you're making an impulse purchase, because now that you've named what you're feeling, you can pause and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? And what else can I do as opposed to spending money? Number two, your environment is designed to make you spend. So when it comes to overspending, oftentimes it's not about willpower. Your environment is what is designed to make you spend. Think about the apps, the ads you're seeing, social media, all of these things coming at you at once, showing you products and nice things and influencers making suggestions. This is your environment designed to make you want to spend your money. You know, things like one-click checkout, limited time offers, huge discounts are also big temptations when it comes to overspending. And then when you think about your devices, your smartphones, your computers, and then the apps and tools on these devices, these are things that are all working against you 24 hours a day, compelling you to spend money. So how do you get past this? It's important that you fight back by designing your environment to minimize that need to spend. So you can start by deleting those saved payment methods, unsubscribing or unfollowing influencers that constantly tempt you to spend, unsubscribing from those emails that pop up in your inbox when you least expect it with the next best sale. And then also remove the shopping apps from your phone. If they're not there, the convenience to easily one-click spend is no longer there as well. It's all about making spending harder, not easier, because when the friction is there, you're less likely to overspend because you have a moment to pause and think about it before you take the action. And that can make all the difference. Number three, you're trying to keep up, whether you're doing it consciously or not. So social comparison is deeply human. As human beings, we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, whether we're doing it intentionally, consciously, or subconsciously. There's always that sense of comparison that is going on. And social media basically causes us to compare all day long. It is essentially comparison that's on 24/7. You're basically seeing your friends going on vacations, your colleagues buying new cars, people getting new jobs, all these amazing things happening to so many other people that perhaps you know, you don't know, you aspire to be. And all of that constantly hitting you all the time can cause you to start comparing yourself to others. And this comparison happens even if you never admit to it or you never say it out loud. Even I am guilty of this as well. But one thing to keep in mind, and one thing that is completely true, is that this comparison you might be feeling is tied to other people's highlight reels. People only post their top 1% of best experiences typically on social media. And so when you're comparing yourself to the best highlights of somebody else's life, that is the easiest way to dig a hole for yourself and get into debt or derail your financial goals. And it is absolutely not worth it. So it's really important that you get clear on your goals, get clear on your values, understand your why. Why is it that you want to achieve financial success, and put your blinders on and focus on what is most important to you. So if you find yourself getting caught up with comparison, it's time to unfollow, uh, unsubscribe, do a social media detox, and really sit down with yourself, write down your goals, get clear on your values, lay out an action plan for yourself, and focus on getting to work on the things that you want to accomplish for yourself. Let your own goals be your measuring stick, not somebody else's social media feed. Number 4, you may find yourself overspending because you haven't given your money a job to do for you. So when your money just sits in your bank account without a plan, it feels available. It feels like it's just there to spend whenever something comes up that you want to buy, whether you plan to buy it or not. And that should not be the case. You want to give all of your dollars work to do for you. So think about your finances as a company, and you are the boss of this company, you're the CEO. And every single one of your dollars has to come to work at this company, right? And in your company, you're going to assign your dollars jobs. Some of them are responsible for saving for retirement, paying down debt, investing, etc. And others are designed to have jobs that help you plan for vacations and treating yourself to nice things. And that is okay. But the key is setting up your company in a way that your company can be successful, aka your finances can be successful, because you have now given every single dollar you have a job to do for you. And when your money has work to do, active work that they're doing for you, it's harder for you to want to spend it impulsively or overspend it, because you know that, okay, you know what, this amount is specifically for paying off that debt. This amount is specifically for retirement, and so on and so forth. And so this is why having your budget is so important. It's not about restriction, it's about being intentional with your money so every dollar can have a job that it's doing for you. And as a result of that budget, you can start spending on purpose as opposed to spending mindlessly because your money does not have a job to do. So understanding why you overspend is just the beginning. Clever Girl Millionaire gives you the full framework to shift your money habits, build real discipline, and start turning your income into lasting wealth. Grab your copy wherever books are sold and visit clevergirlfinance.com to check out our 30 plus completely free courses to support your journey. Okay, let's get back to the video. Number 5, you may be overspending because your past relationship with money is now running the show. So what does this mean? Well, this is one that when you think about it, it's really deep, and it ties back to how you grew up with money or what kind of experiences you've had in your past with money that have stayed with you. So those experiences could be tied to scarcity, abundance, chaos, and many other things like that. But these all tie into how you currently handle money today. And so it's really important for you to dissect what your experience with money has been. How did you grow up with money? What are the lasting effects that that experience growing up with money in your household, around your parents, or maybe a situation you had with finances in the past that has impacted you? It's important to understand how that has framed the way you think about money and in turn the way you spend your money today. So for example, if money felt unstable when you were growing up, you might be compelled to spend it as quickly as possible because you don't want to deal with it. Or if you are told that you would never have much money, nobody in your family will have, nobody in your family has ever had much money, you may feel like you have something to prove when it comes to showing how much money you can actually spend. So unpacking your money story is part of the work to get a handle on your overspending. It could mean talking to a therapist, journaling, what has happened in the past and reflecting on what you have written, or taking time to talk to a trusted friend and just go over these experiences so you can start to determine and highlight what are the things that have happened in your past based on your relationship with money that cause you to spend or handle your money the way you do today. And then when you're able to do this, you're now then able to start making intentional decisions about your money, about your spending, instead of running old programs tied to your past with money. Number 6, You're not tracking your spending, so it feels invisible. It feels like that spending didn't actually happen because you didn't track it. So when you don't see something, it's hard for you to make a change to it, right? A lot of overspending happens because we're not paying attention. We're not looking hard enough. So we swipe, we tap, we click, and we generally don't know where that money went until months later when we realize that we don't have enough money, or we have less money than we had planned, or we have earned all this money and we can't determine where it has gone. We really don't are not able to make that connection when we're not tracking our money. So basically what happens is that, a few weeks later, you go check your bank account, or a couple months later, you check your credit card account, and then you feel that sinking feeling because the money is not there, or your credit card balance is so high and you didn't realize it was that high. So how do you fix this? Start tracking your spending. Not to punish yourself, not to make yourself feel guilty, but to keep you informed about where your money is going, what habits you're forming around spending, and to catch yourself overspending. And one of the best ways to do this is by creating a spending journal. You can do this on your phone in your notes app, or get a small physical notebook where every time you buy something, write it down. Or at the end of the night, gather all your receipts and write down what you spent and take a moment to reflect on that spending. By doing this, you can determine what you want to adjust the next day. You can determine how you were feeling emotionally when you were making that spending, when you are doing that spending, and then you can make changes accordingly. So your notes app on your phone, a spreadsheet, or a notebook, the bottom line is that you want to create a sense of awareness when it comes to how you're spending your money, so you can catch yourself in the areas that are causing you to overspend. And number 7, you may find yourself overspending because you haven't made your goals clear enough. Your goals are too abstract. And when we're talking about abstract goals, it's hard for those abstract goals to compete with your immediate wants or your immediate pleasures. And what does that mean? If you have a goal that says, I want to be rich someday, but then there's a $500 item you want to buy, someday versus spending $500 right now, your brain is like, you know what, this is tangible, this $500 that I can spend right now, I'm going to do that, and then I will figure out how to be rich someday. Those abstract goals cannot compete with the dopamine hit of wanting to buy something right now, this instant, especially because the goals are so vague. But when you have a vivid, specific, intentional, and measurable goal, that can compete with that immediate pleasure or that immediate purchase that you're trying to complete. So for example, let's say you want to pay off $10,000 in debt in the next 12 months. And every month you know you need to put aside $833 towards your debt. You have this number tied to your goal every month, $833. So the next time a $500 purchase comes to tempt you or try to derail you, you know that, wait a minute, this $500 could be going to that $833 goal that I have. I'm going to stay focused. It's not perfect all the time, but it really does help you counter more often than not when you catch yourself in that space where you want to impulse spend or overspend. So when it comes to being clear on your goals, make them specific, intentional, measurable, time bound, and then beyond that, write them down, take a picture of it, and put your goals somewhere where you can see them every day so they stay top of mind, especially if you've been prone to overspending or impulse spending. When your why around your goals is strong enough, it makes it harder to say yes to something that's going to derail you. So when it comes to overspending, it doesn't mean that you are broken or you're bad with money or you're never going to be successful with your finances. It simply means that you are a human being. There are many factors working against us as human beings when it comes to spending money or causing us to overspend, especially in today's world of social media, constant ads, smart devices, and then comparison to all these people, strangers, friends, colleagues, celebrities, influencers on the internet that are just putting so much pressure on us to want to spend our money. So yes, financial knowledge is great, but financial knowledge is not enough when it comes to overspending. You want to address the behavior, understand what's causing you to spend, and start being intentional about making those changes. So I'd love for you to share in the comments which one of these reasons why people overspend has resonated with you, or what have you found yourself guilty of doing. And if you have someone who is struggling with overspending, a friend or family member, share this video with them as well so that they can get some insight as to what to do to tackle that overspending. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.